Hey, what's going on? This is Marcos. Today I want to talk about V-mount batteries. Over the years I've bought different watt hours, different sizes. You can see here, some are really compact, some are actually bigger in size, but also in watt hours, and just different brands, right? And I want to share my experience in choosing the right ones, depending on the type of camera you're using. So obviously when I got started, I was using mirrorless cameras. I didn't have any V-mounts, but when I switched to the Blackmagic Pocket 4K, that's when I first needed the use of a V-mount. And I think the first thing I bought was this 50 watt hour, and this was perfect because I was just powering the camera. I didn't have any accessories on it, so this would last me for hours. However, when you start adding stuff to it, like a 7-inch monitor or a 5-inch monitor, that eats more energy. And so for that, then I moved into 98 watt hours, which is great. This is a 98. This is a 95 from Feidu. Way more compact. If you're trying to look at the back screen, the screen in the back of the Blackmagic Pocket 4K, obviously compact is better. It takes up less space. You can store in your bag much faster. What I love about this one is that if you activate it by pressing on the power button, it tells you the voltage you have and also the approximate runtime you have. So I'll show you what I mean by that. I have over here I have the 140 watt hour by same company, and it's turned on right now. If I turn on the camera, or you've seen a bit, it'll tell me exactly how much runtime I have. Right there it says 2 hours and 38 minutes. If I turn on the monitor, this is the 7-inch Blackmagic Video Assist, also power hungry. Now let's see how much the runtime goes down to. Tells me approximately 1 hour and 48 minutes if I'm powering this camera nonstop with the Blackmagic Video Assist. If I turn on the Holyland, the March 400S, see, it's about an hour and 40 minutes runtime. Oh, and I'm also powering the Tilta Nucleus M. So an hour and 40, that's pretty good. I would say, you know, in certain projects, I want this camera to stay on for longer periods. I would probably go with the 196 or 190, just because I don't want to be switching V-mounts all the time. And an hour and 40 minutes goes by quickly, especially if you're setting up a shot, you're setting up an interview, you want the camera up the whole time, that way the director can see what's happening. So 140 is pretty good, but I would say like a 95 is too small, or a 98, I would go with 160, 198, as big as you can go. That way you can keep the camera on the whole time. It's just switching batteries can also interrupt your shoot. So I try not to, you know, do too low. I'll probably pick up a couple extra one of these, like 190s, just to have on my camera bag. Another thing though that you should consider is that if you're traveling, you need to look at your airlines or what countries you're traveling in, because I know here in the US you can carry 98 watt hours or up to 100 watt hour batteries in your carry-on, but if anything bigger than 100 watt hours, you have to check them in. And I believe you can only travel up to 160 watt hour batteries if you check them in. So again, but this might change, so please look into your regulations depending on where you're at. All right, so another thing about the Feidu that you want to look at, or all these V-mounts, is what kind of ports does it have. This one has the 12 volt, love that. 8, I'm powering actually the Mars 400S with 12 volt adapter cable. You have USB-C, USB, I'm powering the Tilta Nucleus M, if you can see it over here, via the USB. You also have D-tap, of course. You know, that's very universal for cameras. Lastly, you're probably wondering why this monitor is all the way down here, and that's because when I'm filming interviews and I'm going high up, I want the monitor to stay down low instead of being up here. I often found when I'm doing interviews and I have the monitor, you know, about here, about this height, and I'm looking up, it starts hurting my neck. So I'd rather try to bring the monitor down. Luckily, I have these SmallRig EBF. I forgot the name of it. I'll have links in the description. That way I can bring the monitor down. It stays pretty sturdy. I'd rather use this here than a magic arm, because the magic arms often move and They don't stick to the quarter inch where you're supposed to. They move around. This is much sturdier. It stays exactly where I tell it. So I love this. I mean, you know, all these parts, like the cage on the camera, this handle I bought from SmallRig, also the rails and all this stuff is from SmallRig. So if you're gonna rig up your camera, it's also important to have all these quarter inch, 3/8 ports to mount all your accessories. So I just wanna mention that briefly. All right, so if you have any questions about any of the products, obviously I'll have links in the description. Those are affiliate links. That's how you can help me support this channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. As always, I appreciate you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.